One of the great aspects when it comes to SCUM is the integrated hunting system that is in the game. But unfortunately, with SCUM, they don't quite explain in detail on how to do all the tasks, such as cooking in the game. So once you've completed your epic hunt and you're moving on to cooking the meat, this video will help explain to you a beginner's guide to how to properly cook your meat in SCUM. Hey everybody, how's it going? So welcome to this video. So as you've seen in the intro, this video is all about cooking in SCUM. So I wanted to make a really in-depth video, but a short video about cooking in SCUM and what you need to know to get yourself going in cooking. So after you have obtained your animal, and you have all the raw meat that you need to be chopped up. So your first task is you want to go ahead and get your meat chopped up. Get yourself some steaks going. So one thing with when you chop meat, it'll give you raw fat, raw steak, and it'll give you bones. So as you can see, here's the pork steak, the fat, and the bone. So depending on the animals, it will depend on the durability or the overall amount of uses each steak has. So for example, this is a pork steak, so you can get these by killing wild hogs. This has 10 out of 10, so you can eat. There's 10 uses of this one. For wolves, for example, they only have 4 uses, and as you can see here, these are crow breasts, crow drumsticks, and so on. So you can tell the bottom left is how many times they can be eaten. Right side is like the overall quality. So right now they're 100%, so it means they're in good quality. So we'll go ahead and grab these. And an important thing about cooking is your fire. So this is the most critical portion when it comes to cooking. So as you can see right now, my fire pits are completely burned out. When you first place them, as you see here, let me place one real quick to just show you. It doesn't matter which type of fire you use. I recommend the little stone fires or the little improvised fireplace. Stone fire, the fire ring actually seems to last a little longer. Personally, it's my favorite, but when you place them, you can see how there's kind of like, it looks like there's little logs. So that's when your fire has a lot of fuel in it. When it looks like this, that means it's very low or out of fuel. And fuel essentially in this game is just wood, as you can see here on my character. So I have little wooden logs, sticks. You can get wood by cutting down trees. Small trees will give you wooden logs and sticks. Big trees will give you big logs that can be cut into planks. And it'll also give you sticks, or aka tree branches, which can be cut into sticks. But you don't really need to worry about all that. You just essentially need to get wood. So the main ones I would highly recommend you focus on using is small wooden sticks, and you'll see why here in just a minute. So we'll go ahead and add some wood to this fire. So we're going to add a small wooden log to this fire right here. To do so, just have it in your inventory or on the ground, as you can see here. So you want to, once you have it, you can just right click on your fireplace and add fuel. And okay, so now that we added fuel, you can see that the little logs have appeared. So that means it's got a lot of fuel in it. So you want to take whatever fire starting device you may have, whatever it may be, go ahead and get your fire going. So a good way to determine if your fire is too hot is when you place a steak. So we're going to put it on our improvised cooking rack here. I recommend place one steak and watch this percentage. If this percentage starts to drop rapidly, that means you're burning your steak. You can also check it by right-clicking on the steak and clicking check taste. And as you can see at the bottom left, pork steak is warm and raw. So it's warm, so that means it's not cooking. So you want it to get to hot. So to do so, we're going to start adding sticks. And you want to do small sticks because it slowly adds fuel to the fire. If you do a big chunk of wood, such as the small wooden log, you may get your fire too hot and it'll begin to burn your steak. And once you start burning your steak, they will spoil and you can no longer really eat those and get the same nutrition out of them for your character. So we're going to go ahead and keep adding small wooden sticks. Make sure you only have the wooden sticks so you don't, if you select a wooden log, you might accidentally add that, so just select the sticks. and just add a few of them. And then after you add a few of them, you want to check the temperature of your meat to see if it's cooking. You can also listen. Once it starts cooking, it'll start making like a little sizzling noise. So we're gonna go ahead and check the taste. Still warm, so it's still not hot enough. So if we so we're gonna go ahead and take this raw fat that we got that you can also cook, and we're gonna put it right here by the fire. And as you can see, it's probably gonna get too hot, so this percentage right here is probably going to start dropping rapidly. Surprisingly, it doesn't seem to be very hot yet, so we're gonna go ahead and check. So it's still warm. So this fire we need to add a lot of small sticks. Alright, so let's check our piece of fat here. So that's hot. Okay, so that means this is cooking. So if we keep adding sticks, it'll continue to get hotter and hotter and hotter with the fire. But if we move that piece of fat a little bit closer, you can see that it is now burning. And if you watch the percentage, it is dropping rapidly. So you're burning your piece of meat, so that means it's starting to spoil. Once it gets below 50%, it is actually spoiled. And then you can no longer, I wouldn't recommend eating that anymore. So just if you happen to burn a steak, just let it burn out and it'll eventually go away. But yeah, so this piece of fat is going to eventually spoil completely and go away. As you can see, the picture also starts to change. It starts to look like dirty. But I believe, hopefully, okay, we still need some more sticks, so we're gonna have to add some more sticks to our fire. But we'll be right back once we get this fire hot enough. Alright guys, so we're back. So we've got finally to the stage where it's slightly cooked, as you can see down there in the bottom left. We also started to cook a little bit of the fat as well, and it is slightly cooked. So a little pointer about any kind of food in the game. If you hover over the food and hold control, it'll bring up the nutrition facts about that food. It can kind of show you what it'll do for your character and how it can help your metabolism. So we're going to continue to cook this steak, but as you can see, the steak started to actually burn, so we actually had to move it, and you could just easily move the steak around. You can do it also on the ground if you are cooking on the ground, but if your fire's a little hot, just move the steak further away, or if it starts to get a little, if you don't hear or see it as cooking as much, you can move it a little bit closer to the center of the fire to add a little bit more heat to help your steak cook. So as you continue to cook, your steak will continue to change color. As you can see, it's starting to look like it's getting like cooked steak lines on it, and the color's starting to change. So we're going to continue to let the steak cook, and we'll return when it is fully cooked. Guys, so we're back. So the steak is finally fully cooked. As you can tell visually, it looks darker, and it's kind of got the grill lines on it, and I believe that our fat is also cooked as well. Yeah, so they're both cooked, and as you can see, they are warm and cooked. So now that they're cooked, you can just take those up, and now you have extra food to carry with you to be able to eat. So you can cook as many steaks as you want at one time. Just remember, if you're using the cooking rack, the ones in the middle are going to cook a lot faster than the ones on the edge. If you use just the ground around your fire, you can cook them all at the same rate. Different meat values bring, like I said, have different protein to them, different sodium levels, different fat levels. All of that comes into play with your metabolism, which is a whole separate video. But overall, that is the basics to cooking in SCUM. And if you have any feedback or have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. I hope this video was useful. And if you did find this video useful in teaching you about how to cook in SCUM, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button. Not only it helps my channel, but it also helps you as well to have YouTube recommend this type of content to you in the future. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy, and we'll see you guys next time. And like always, do good, do have fun, and do be kind. See you later, guys. Peace.